There's the temple mound. We're coming up to the main mound. They're gonna let us go right on up. Mound Bottoms, Tennessee, guys. Archaeological area. Site right here. There's a harpeth that goes to the Cumberland River eventually. There it is. That's a ceremonial mace. It looks just like the Thurston mace from Castilian Springs. Old World Springs is here. We're in Mound Bottoms, Tennessee, archaeological area. It's hard to come here. You gotta go a private tour. Old World Springs is on a private tour with the rangers and the archaeologists. We're following them right now. They're right in front of us. We're going right on in right now, guys. The Harpeth River is surrounding us right here. We're going to the main mound. We're gonna unpack this place, boots on the ground, as always. You see that big cliff right in front of us? They had a mound right up there. Edwin Curtis was Frederick Putnam's buddy, and he went right up to that mound up there, took out all the stone box graves. There's originally 11 to 14 mounds here, depends on when you came. William Meyer came here in 1922, right after he went to Castilian Springs, and he was looking for all the stone box graves. He took out about 100 of them. There's hundreds and hundreds, I'd say at least 1,000 graves they exhumed here in these cemeteries around the pack site and Mound Bottoms. We're coming up to the main mound. They're gonna let us go right on up.
Like this thick, but she's disc shaped otherwise. You roll it across the ground and you make bets. It's a gambling thing, and so you try to hit it with like either blow darts or like spears and atlatls and things of that nature. And so you would roll it and you would make bets, and like whoever hits closest / hits a chunky stone would be the one who's the winner. So that's one of the games that they would play.
So do we believe that mound up there, they had astronomy and they were checking out the equinoxes and the solstices from here over that ridge?
We have to speculate. Yeah, we don't know.
I love to speculate. That's all we have.
Yeah. There'd be no dwellings up here specifically, but there is a temple. There is a structure here in the back corner at one time, and then again another one on the other side. Those would be like the temple or the church for the community. So they could have been dealing with remains as well. A holy place. Something that's significant to them.
Mace is right above that ridge, guys. We're going there soon. They're doing the tour right here.
Mounds exactly. However, Mound J over here, it's kind of collapsed in a lot. That's where their ossuary or their human remains burial mound would be.
As we left the group, we're gonna go down to the Harpeth. This is how you would come right down. Guys, this is sacred. This is primordial. Right up there would be the ceremonial mound. We believe it's for the path of souls. There's Mace Bluff. There's another pictograph right on the side of that mountain, and it's a red circle It'd be for the upper world. We're right out of Kingston Springs. This is what this town's called, Kingston Springs. There's Cave Spring right on the left of that Mace Bluff, and we're gonna go and try to get in the cave in just a little bit. There is a Mound Creek coming in right through that intersection right there on that joins into the Harpeth. But the Harpeth is right on that tree line, and it's a horseshoe bend, and it funnels everybody into this. This goes all the way up to the Cumberland. It meets up with the Cumberland in about 5-10 miles. Then it goes into the Ohio. There's 11 mounds now. There was 14 when they first got here. Called it the Great Mound Group when they first found it. The pack site is a mile just to the south of us, right over those tree lines. And from the bluff, you can see the pack site. We're going to see if we can find it. There were storehouses down here. There's the Temple Mound. There's the Shaman's Mound. There was water temple mounds. They would use that water from the Harpeth. There was mortuary mounds. There were ceremonial mounds, chief mounds, shaman's mounds, council house mounds. There was an earth lodge circle here. There was house mounds. There was a lot of stone box graves in here. They just counted cemetery after cemetery. During their archaeological digs, I counted about 500 stone box graves and skeletons that they pulled out of here from the pack site and mounds bottom. The thing is, guys, every time William Meyer would pull out a box grave, he said it was already molested. It was already pulled out. Somebody was here before the Civil War, and they were pulling all the pygmies out of these stone box graves, and they would leave the normal ones for the archaeologists in the future to find. They didn't find anything but regular stone box graves. Some of them there was nothing in it, some of them there was. And this is how you would do your astronomy. This is agricultural. This was either used for the solstice, equinox, probably the moon, lunar moon cycle. They would do that, but I was telling her it's the path of souls. I believe that Cygnus, Arcturus would come right over that mound right there. That's lined up to that mound right there. Astroarchaeology. We love it. They just called for me, guys, the ranger. I've got to get out of here. It's crazy. They gave me just enough time. This is insane. We're in the middle Cumberland River Valley. Probably the best artifact they found here was the hypertrophic celt, the kaolin chert ceremonial mortuary celt. It was made out of kaolin chert, which is absolutely sacred. The material is very similar to novaculite that we showed you guys in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It's a special chert that's only found on Iron Mountain in southern Illinois, which is Little Egypt, right outside of Egypt Lake. And there's only one place in the whole world where you can find kaolin chert, guys. The kaolin chert is webbed with, it looks like agate. It has an orange and a clear, transparent, translucent appearance. The other artifact they found was the greenstone spatulette celt, and that was a ceremonial object also. We know that this place was unbelievable because of the ceremonial items they did find here. They would only use them for their ceremonies. They also found a steadite vessel Insteadite is a metamorphic rock. It's very similar. Well, we found one in Red Boing Springs. Type is another steadite vessel or another steadite artifact that was close to here. I believe they found pygmies here way before 1878 when Edwin Curtis got here. I'm the last to leave during the tour, guys. Crazy. You know what I want to do? Stay here all day, but that's all right. We can get access to the river, and we're going to go up and show you the petroglyph, and we're going to try to get in the cave. Got my lights. We're going to find Cave Spring, which I believe is a mortuary cave. There's the sinkhole right there they were telling me about. This could be a burial pit. Probably what this is. They found 5 burial pits. And they also found the house mounds, stone box graves under the house mounds, which they had in Sellers Farm. It's crazy, guys. We're here. We're going through the bottleneck. They had a earthen bank effigy highway, elevated highway made out of clay, all the way to the pack site a mile away. This would all be red, orange clay the whole way. That top has been taken down by about 20 feet. All these mounds have been disintegrated. They had a watermelon patch on top of that. Can you imagine? It's crazy. We're coming out, guys. We're showing you access to Mound's bottom. You have to get a private tour for this, guys. We're following the rangers out right now. There's the embankment right there. There was stone box. Well, there's a cemetery right here. There was a lot of bodies right here. This is where they exhumed a bunch of mounds right here. They weren't tall, but they were mortuary mounds right here. You can kind of see them. Mound bottom. Across the river are the remains of an 800-year-old town built by ancient Native American Indians. Almost surrounded by the river, it was always guarded by a high palisade wall, a large temple mound, and several smaller mounds surrounding an open plaza. Archaeologists believe this town had important political and ceremonial functions. Just did the tour. Now we're above Mound's bottom. Look at this, guys. This is sacred. Sacred, sacred. But the hard pit that's doing the oxbow right around Mound bottoms right here, you can see it. And that's how they kept the energy into that spot. But right there, you can see another tributary of a spring coming in right there. Not sure if it's Kingston Springs, but we're in Kingston Springs right here. If you look way out to the overlook straight ahead, that's where the pack site was. They had a elevated pathway for a whole mile from Mound bottoms all the way to the pack site. They called this the Big Mound Great Mound Group. It was huge, guys. There was about 35 mounds all together in this site right here. There's the Harpeth. It goes to the Cumberland River eventually. Here's Mace Bluff. A guy by the name of Joseph L. Jack May and Eugene I. Heller bought the 53 acres at an auction on February 13, 1971. And then they instantly gave it to the state of Tennessee to preserve this, which is awesome. And that way we can come up to this bluff. All the other bluffs are on private land. But we're gonna go check out Mace. It's coming up. We're to the rock art, the petroglyph. There's not that many of these in the United States, guys. Of course, don't touch the rock art. Avoid climbing on, leaning on the rock art. I'm gonna show it to you guys. It's right here, guys. This is Mace. It's right there. It's hard to see the imprint. There's two almost like arrowheads in front of it. But this rock right here, we're gonna show you a picture where it's colored in. Everybody colors it in. There it is. That's a ceremonial mace. It looks just like the Thurston mace from Castilian Springs. But this looks right over the pack site and the mound bottom site. And you could tell they could see each other from down here. This was agriculture, astro. They did everything here, guys. There's the Harpeth coming in. Goes right around this section, and right under that bridge there is the spring. It's coming underneath. It's joining it. Oh, the sacred waters, guys. Holy guacamole. They have palisades on this whole complex. Mound bottoms. The middle Cumberland, guys. We're in the middle Cumberland, Tennessee. Absolutely beautiful, guys. It is not easy to get out to this area. It is not easy. We're in the protected area, guys. We're not doing nothing. Where's all the artifacts? They're in the Smithsonian. It's funny how they could come here all the way up to present day, guys, and just pull out every stone box grave. Physical earth, the dirt, is the most primordial form of spiritual energy that exists. Rock is solidified spiritual energy. The crystals are purified, condensed spiritual energy. The fire released the spiritual energy, and the water was the flow of the spiritual energy. That kept all the spirits, all the energy of any entities they evoke in that mound bottoms right there. This is primordial. We're on our way. It's absolutely beautiful. There's the deer right down there. Parmenio Cox, he was the Tennessee archaeologist, the first one in 1926. He spent 27 days here and opened up 70 graves at least. Some say that he took out 100. And then in 1940s, WPA came and they just destroyed this place. 34 stone box graves, 38, 27 off the bluff top mounds. There was 5 pit burials they got into. As the cave's just ahead of us. We're here. I'm at a little bottle nook right here. The Harpeth is right below us. But I want to show you this little tree section here. I've got an absolute little walkway that goes right through this section here. It's really cool. But I believe the cave is right below us, a little bit farther. We got a chanterelle right there. And we got a lot of chanterelles right over here, guys. These are really good, guys. Oh, chanterelle mushrooms. Wow. Nice. They're everywhere, guys. We're not picking them, obviously. Just want to show you guys. We're going to let the deer and everybody else get them. I'm going to show you a little bit of these purple mushrooms. We've got a purple mushroom right here. We're still trying to find the cave. I believe we found it. I believe it's right down in that crevice there. We're going to go down in. small spring. Guys, I went through a lot of these. Not quite pond and cave spring. Oh my god, check out one more. Having problems finding the cave. Every howler I go into, it's just, there's so many. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys on our next one.